Welcome to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show. This is episode, I believe, number 60.
Yep. It's number 60.
I did not change the guesting for our boy, Mr. MVP himself, Justin Krasinski. So I do apologize. So it's going to come up that we're on the show with Adam tonight. So that is not true. We're actually on the show with our boy Justin. So
we can change it after.
Yes, we'll change it after. Technical difficulties. You know, our boy Justin is in the green room right now. Hopefully he figures out how to get on camera. I know he's having some issues with his phone as we speak. But what a hell of a weekend, Donnie. We had a lot of incredible things happen this weekend. Congrats to, obviously, Flash for going back-to-back with the tournament. You know, obviously they had some games early on in the tournament that I feel should have went kind of against them, and they pulled through, man. So, but enough with that. We'll get into that with Justin. How's Cousin Donnie doing?
Cousin Donnie's good, Jimmy. Thank you for asking. Was a heck of a weekend for me. The furthest I made it in Forest Park, I never won a game until this weekend in the tournament, and then we took third. So a pretty cool run for myself, and being a part of that was awesome. Really good group of guys, and you know, we had some guys stand out this weekend and kind of make a name for themselves, which was really cool. But yeah, it was great. The weather cooperated. You know, other than the play-in night, the weather was good. It was fun. I mean, that's the best weekend for 16 in softball, right? You probably agree with that. You know,
absolutely.
Yeah, for major ball. I mean, that's, you know, I have some questions for you tonight as well about some of the teams from this weekend. And then we'll talk to, you know, we got Justin Simkowski on board. The steak dinner is a question from Matt Peckus. We'll figure that out. We'll get that all ironed out.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get that ironed out. But I wanna hop right into our guest tonight. Obviously Justin has been a part of major softball for the last 2-3 years. You know, MVP of this weekend's tournament. I think we have a ton of questions we want to ask him. I think he's a young guy who you know has played now in Papa Hops and some of the other things throughout his time. So I really want to kind of get into what he's thinking, because you know we always talk to some of the veterans. It's nice to have some of these younger talent, especially a talent like Justin himself, who is now at a Forest Park MVP.
Yeah.
Along with someone who's in his early 20s. So let's get over to Justin right now. It looks like he's in the green room. Laying on the couch.
What's he doing right now? He's adjusting himself before getting on the show.
And here he is.
Getting comfy here. Gotta bring my computer downstairs.
Justin, welcome to the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show, my man.
Honored to be on.
Sponsored by the Beacon Tap, our boy Tommy Reamer. So definitely want to throw a shout out to him. This is episode number 60, Justin, and it's been a crazy ride for us, but to say the least, it was a crazy ride for you this weekend.
Tell me about it.
So let's kind of jump right in. I know Donnie and I have a ton of questions for you. We want to bring you on right away.
Yeah.
First off, my first question is where's Dad at?
Yeah.
Great question. It's a great question. I have no idea. Not in here tonight, though. Not in here.
All right, perfect.
He is commenting right now. He I don't know who he put number 32 in the chat. I don't know if that. Oh, you're 32 years old, right, Justin? Is that your age?
32. Yeah.
Oh, you're 32.
You
I
don't
thought you were
look 32.
Oh, 31.
Wow.
I'll be 32 next week.
So
I thought
happy
you were
early
in
birthday.
your 20s, dude. My apologies.
No, it's all good. Everyone thinks I'm like 22.
Good for you, dude. You're on that. You got that Uncle Jimmy blood.
Yeah. Yes, I do.
We got three young guys in the show tonight, Jim.
I thought you were 32.
I am. So I drink
Vito said Justin's like 32. He ain't in his 20s, and then he called you an old fuck. So there you go.
That guy's an idiot.
Yeah. So Justin, as our guests continue to hop on the feed and the chat's going to go wild for you, why don't you tell everybody about who you are, how you started softball, give us the background on how you got into softball and kind of, how you feel today about the game and so on. So I'm going to hand it over.
So I started probably like end of college playing with my buddies in Tinley Park. We were called the Bomb Squad. It was literally just a bunch of guys that played college baseball that thought we were going to be awesome at softball, and we were like not very good. We had some good days, but more so just drinking out in Tinley and playing out there. And as I progressed out there, played a little bit with Jeremy Lafrano and some like Tinley Oak Forest guys. My first stint in like major softball, I didn't even really know what it was back then. I was probably like 20 when I graduated, maybe like 24 or something, with the Gamblers out in Forest Park. I played with them like on and off throughout the year. I think I played in North-South. And then we got to Forest Park, and I caught Bobby Ronald's no-hitter. And I just didn't show up the next day because I had my 8th grade 10-year reunion, which he still gives me shit to this day for that. And then I didn't really play major softball again after that till I came out. I've been with Flash, I think, 6 years now. So maybe the year before I played in Carroll Stream. Yeah, 6 years with Flash. So 2017 maybe in Carroll Stream, I played with the Scrubs. Danny Stromaglia called up Gio.
Okay.
And got me on a team out there. Played pretty well, and then Jibs gave me a call after that and been with them ever since.
Well, I want to say I apologize because I thought you've only been on Flash 3 or 4 years, and you were.
No,
I'm way off, Justin.
Year now, yeah.
Well, I do know you caught my eye a couple years ago, obviously, and so that's probably where I got that you're in your 20s and didn't really see you play before that, but definitely, man, you're an incredible player, and this weekend, obviously, you showed that winning the MVP of Forest Park. So let's get into Forest Park. Tell me a little bit about, the games, because I know you guys had a lot of like 1-1 games the first
4 out of 5. Yeah, we could have been bounced at any moment, honestly. A couple games we probably should have lost, but found a way to win. Iron, really, really good young team. They just really athletic. Certainly could have lost that game. I almost blew that game dropping a ball, but against Signature, I dropped the ball too, Donnie. You saw that.
Yeah, I saw that. I remember that. I wasn't going to bring it up. Okay.
No, yeah, you can bring it up. It is what it is. It happens. But, 4 out of the 5 games, we just grinded out. It was a battle, that's for sure.
So tell me, what were some of the comments that was coming out of Bobby Russ's mouth? Because I know he's usually got a couple of good one-liners coming out of third base. I'm sure he was yelling at Vito, yourself.
Oh, yeah.
All the guys throughout the day.
Yeah, rightfully so, though. But, I mean, it is what it is. Guys fuck up. The next guy's there to pick you up. But Bobby's always there to shit-talk you, that's for sure.
Justin, I want to ask you about something that happened in our game. Spencer hit a ball on the left field line, and Ryan came in, and he may have caught it. He may not have caught it. And Oscar originally called him out, right? And
if Ryan Russ says he caught it, Ryan Russ caught the ball. That man catches it.
That's what the rumor is, right? That's what the rumor has. The first base umpire overruled the call. What was going through your head during that moment in that game? during that situation?
Well, I want to apologize to him and Oscar for the comment that I made when I walked in.
And what was that comment?
Probably uncalled for, but
Okay, all right.
God, that was a crazy call to make. He was 300 feet away. I mean,
Yeah.
What really shocks you about them making that call 300 feet away? I mean, it happens at every given moment of every given day.
nothing. I got to stop complaining because there's nothing I could do about it. But God,
Right.
it just seemed to happen every time I come out there. I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. Still got to win the game.
You're right. I mean, if Ryan says he caught it, I mean, that was a hell of a catch. He made the catch. That's an unbelievable play. Jimmy, to kind of paint the scene, I mean, Spencer hit like a cutting ball on the left field line, and Ryan, I don't know if it was on the grass or what, but he made an unbelievable sliding play. And then Spencer went to second. And then
that's the thing that was crazy because they said he didn't catch it, but then they sent him back to first as like maybe we got it wrong, maybe we didn't. If he didn't catch it, put him on second. I don't know.
Correct. So he took away the double, but gave him a single. So
yeah,
it was an interesting moment in the game. We didn't end up winning the game. It didn't kill you guys. Forward your 5-1.
Next play. So I mean, that was my fault. So
we have real estate in your head at that point.
Hot.
I heard what you said, but I won't say it on the stream, Justin. I'll let that for the comments to say. But who's one guy that this weekend stood out to you that maybe didn't get the recognition that they potentially deserve, or who's somebody that you thought excelled this weekend that kind of stood out to you, my friend?
I mean, everyone on the team. Bobby said it when we started. Everyone's going to have a moment in this tournament, and when you playing those one-run games where you're subbing guys here and there, hitting for Moji or anyone, guys get in. And I think everyone had a moment throughout the whole tournament, but definitely Manzella hit the shit out of the ball. Dispenza, I feel like anytime that guy goes up there, he's getting a double, in which he probably hit like 900 this year. So I got the MVP. I don't know. Maybe it was a ploy to keep around next year. But, those guys hit the shit out of the ball.
That is the rumor going around.
Yeah.
So
that's the first thing that came to my mind, but hey, it is what it is.
But obviously you were 3 for 3 in the championship game too, which that makes a difference.
Yeah, it was a big game. I don't know if they based it off of one game, but tournament wise, there's other guys that could have been there, certainly.
Yeah, man. Mans was on fire this weekend.
Oh, amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, he was unbelievable. Let me get a quick comment on Vito Iovino from you, Justin. He's commenting a lot in the chat. He's calling some people out. What do you have to say about your teammate, short center Vito?
Oh, I love him. He's an idiot, but I love him.
That's good.
So
I thought he wasn't supposed to be there. The guy was at the club at 2:30 in Arizona, went straight to the airport and booked a flight and showed up on Saturday. So props to that guy. He's an animal. And he hits the shit out of the ball, too.
Yep.
He does.
So he is the third best looking guy in softball behind myself and Dan. So we have given him that because he does have some nice hair on that head.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when you see him, you let him know, you're in the top 3 of best looking guys in softball.
Oh, he's watching. He knows. And he'll probably say he's number 1, but he's –
Well,
oh.
Say he's number 1, but he's not. So
he was at the club.
He was.
He was at Riot House in Old Town and then booked the flight at 7 a.m. the next morning. So yeah. But hey, God bless him. He came back. You guys won. That's all that matters. The rest is history.
That is all that matters.
What is the one play this weekend that stood out to you the most?
I think Shane made a couple of them. I think he ended both games against Signature and Iron, picking a ball from I think it was the end Iron's game where he scooped the ball in a 1-run game, and then Manizzi's line drive down the line went up and got that.
Yep,
could have been in the losers bracket day 1 or 2. So
yeah,
he did. He made a really nice play on Markey's ball. He hit that ball hard too, right down the line, and Sugar got up the line and made the play. That was a nice play.
Yes, he did.
So I want to go to the chat really quick. I want to say hi to some guys. Mr. Iggy has joined us. Welcome. Peckus has joined us. Mr. Rich Battistoni, Hex himself. Welcome to the show. Our boy Stephen John. Your father, which is incredible. He's an incredible dude. I love him. Mickey, Big Mick, Nate Plum, welcome. Nicholas, welcome. Who else we got there? It just booted me out. Steve Burke as well, welcome. So Tommy has joined the street. Mark Nizzi's joined it. Timmy J. Glover. So, guys, we appreciate you guys all jumping on our show. The Uncle Jimmy Cousin Donnie show sponsored by the Beacon Tab. Our guest tonight is obviously Justin. Justin, we do apologize. Donnie and I forgot to edit the post before we went live, so it says Adam Cumby, but we'll fix it after we get off the air. So,
no worries.
Either way, we do apologize for that. But either way, we appreciate you taking time out of your day and talking softball with us two nerds, as we call it. We do have some funny clips from the weekend, and before we get to our next question for you, Justin,
okay,
we're gonna pull up some of these clips from the weekend.
Oh boy!
So the first one I want to pull up, and I want to see if you guys can catch up on this. This is boy Pat Caputo and Uncle Jimmy. All right. The next one is Uncle Jimmy and Caputo. We switched hats, so all those SSA people that say hate the SSA. There you go. I don't hate the SSA. There's my proof in the pudding right there. All right. But getting on, and that was the start to Forest Park weekend. The next thing we have here for Forest Park, I'm actually going to try to go in order here. So this is, unfortunately, Donnie and Uncle Jimmy. As you know, Donnie beat us 4-0. I did hit a bomb off Donnie though, so but my team still did lose. Okay, just want to throw it out there. We did lose 4-0. My bomb, Justin, I only got to second base.
I saw it. I was watching.
All right, but either way, Donnie did own us this weekend, so he did shut us down. So
thank you, sir.
Congrats to cousin Donnie.
That's a great photo.
And then the tournament ended this way. So hopefully this photo pops up. Come on. I didn't get a pop up.
What is it?
That's the one with Julian and Chucky, and it's not working.
Here.
Oh, God.
Hold on.
All right. See if you can get it. You see it on there. But either way, I have a pretty cool photo of Julian walking Chucky in a stroller. So,
Jesus.
Which is awesome. But, our guy, you can't get it on, can you?
No, it's not working. Son of a bitch.
That's okay. No big deal. Let's go back to the picture with me and the SSA. So I think that's the biggest thing here. Everyone on the show, we always talk about how I'm an SSA, against the SSA, and that's not the case. But I think it's pretty funny. And we'll try to get back to the Julian walking Chucky there in the final. So either way, I think those photos are hysterical. I know we posted one with I think Jason. Fat Jason from the Fat Kids. Him eating a meatball. I thought that was pretty incredible. I think the softball world has kind of all come together, and I think it's been pretty funny, some of the videos and films and things that are going around. So I think it's pretty entertaining. And if you can't get humor out of that, I don't know what can you do. So, but I did catch a video this weekend, and he's a gentleman. It's outside of Forest Park, but he's a gentleman that I call Staples. And so we're going to call this segment of the show the Staples, basically, comment of the week. All right? So comment of the week is called by Staples, and I'm going to go ahead and play the video now. And this is what I caught on social media here, so let's see if it plays.
I want water. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. Can't drink.
So God knows what Staples is doing here, but my God.
I want water. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. Can't drink.
my boy Dave Padilla.
Davey boy.
dude. And that's the new segment of the show. It's the Dave Padilla comment of the week. So I gotta play it again. Hold on, I just gotta hear it one more time.
Get the man some.
I want water. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. Can't drink.
Dude, Dave makes me laugh, man. He's a good dude. I know he gets a lot of shit about softball, but his heart's in the right spot, and I love busting his balls, and he knows it. But he takes it well, dude, and I appreciate it.
Damn it.
Staples for a reason.
I really hope that the colonoscopy went well. I would hate to be the guy that has to do the colonoscopy for that dude.
Yeah.
That's a tough job. That's a tough job.
So our goal our goal, Justin, for next week is to find the Dave Padilla comment of the week.
All right.
And
we'll find one.
we're gonna find out. So
He
he
did that
comes up with some good stuff.
He did that on a live video to his page, talking about a softball tournament. Oh man, what a classic moment.
So Richie says Dave's a dork. Stop lying, Jimmy. I'm not lying. I actually get along with Dave. I checked in with Dave. I talked to Dave. You know, he goes to the Dells with his family and his wife and kids, and over the years, I've become just adapted to Dave. I should say, he's pretty hysterical.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I yell at him all the time about, like, you gotta, over the years with tournaments and how he does things. But God, does he make me laugh sometimes? And all the times of having the camera on, and then you say this.
I want water. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. Can't drink.
It's like, oh, Dave, man. So, but anyways, enough of that, Justin. Let's get back to you. So, I know that I know you're 32. I know you've played softball now for quite some time. Name the one player in softball today that you'd like to play with, maybe that you haven't had a chance to play with on a team?
That I haven't played with? I play with a lot of guys in just random tournaments, but consistently, there's probably like 3 different guys that I would like to play with. One that Mikey Andrews, I'd love to just play with him more. He left Flash that I came in, one of my good buddies. I'd love to play on a Jeremy Lafrano run team.
Oh, God.
And then a guy who I just recently started playing against, PJ Rains, played with him in the Nicky Lopez tournament. And he's not going to be a fun guy to play against going forward. That guy's getting real good real fast, so I'd love to play with him. That's for sure.
Hey, that's a pretty good list. I noticed cousin Donnie wasn't on the list.
No, that's tough.
So
Donnie, I just want to hit against you, brother.
You hit plenty off me. That's enough of that, okay? We'll go to the golf course, like you say.
I'd love to play with you, Donnie. I'd play with you any day.
Thanks, man. Justin, I had to do some research on you a little bit. I had to dig deep for this next one. I had asked my contacts for maybe something that would get a rise out of you, get you a little emotional. I asked a certain person on your team, give me somebody that Justin would talk about for a second. He gave me the name Ronnie Price.
Oh, my God.
What do you got with Ronnie Price?
Ronnie Price is my hero from Cedar Rapids, I think. We were at a bar, Mr. B's, somewhere in Iowa, and this man was on the floor with William and Moji rolling around, all 3 of them together. I think he was homeless, but I have a picture of him on my phone. Let me see if I can pull it up. He's an animal, though. He got Moji literally rolling on the floor. So if you can imagine
not that hard to do. That's not that hard to do. I've seen Moji in certain situations.
Okay, was Moji doing the elephant?
No, he was doing the fish hook where he was dragging across the room.
I've seen that move. That's a high quality move by Moj.
I love that guy, man. Justin, while you look for that photo, it was Moji that told me to bring up Ronnie Price. So very good memory on your end, by the way.
Yeah, I'll never forget Ronald Price. God, we're still alive here. Who knows?
we just had a comment come in by Mr. No Hitter himself, Bobby Ronald, baby brother. Congrats, my man. So a lot of people giving you high props in the chat right now.
Oh, Bobby, my big brother. Love that guy.
This is
your father.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, Jim.
Go ahead, Dan. You can go ahead and read it.
I was going to say, you got a question from a viewer. You may know him. Ask Justin who his last A-ball pitcher he got a hit off at Carroll Stream was. Do you remember who it was?
I have no idea. No idea. Who was it?
Thanks a lot for that, Mr. Mr. S. Who was that? You'd have to put in the chat. Mark Menezes says, I remember Moji rubbing his bare chest against Staples at the Dells tournament a couple of years ago at the bar. Jesus. Oh, it was Big Mick.
Oh, Mick. Yeah, okay.
Ooh, Big Mick. All right. That would have been a good guess.
Yeah, I actually got a picture of Moji and William still out on my way to work on the Tuesday. It was Tuesday. They were still out from this weekend. Moji and Will.
This guy, William skipped our Genera Park game on Monday.
Oh,
that's where he was.
That doesn't surprise me one bit. He's probably still going.
My understanding, they were out from Sunday till Tuesday. No, I think they wanted to hit up the place in Elmhurst. Double D's.
Oh yeah, Double D's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were bouncing all over the place. I know they slept at Lawler's.
A few of them slept at Lawler's. Yeah.
So pretty incredible.
Yeah.
Hey, better than driving home, I guess, right? So might as well sleep there.
Yeah, true.
So, getting back to you, Justin, one of the questions that I have in mind is, with the state that softball's in right now and where the game is kind of developing and growing, and what we're trying to do with the show and bringing more players together, kind of building that, players union per se of us. Kind of sticking together through everything that we're trying to do to change the game, improve the game. What is something in your mind right now you feel, I would like to change, or I'd like to adapt, or I'd like to do something that's bothering you about softball, or just something that's bothering you about softball? I guess that's where I'm going with it.
I think it's the case for a lot of people, maybe not. The tournaments just are so long, and by the end of tournaments, at least fan-wise, team-wise, teams aren't going to stick around. If it's one day, I'm not saying everything should be one day, because you're not going to get 24, 32 teams done in one day, but no team wants to stick around and drive out after they've been bounced out on a Saturday, come back Sunday, especially if they got to drive. And then the fans, too. It's just a long weekend for fans. I mean, even the Sunday, there was a decent amount of people out there, but not like it used to be. And I don't know. It's I also feel like it kind of caters to – I talked to Danny Despens about this, too. There's not a lot of major softball accessible, though. It's like Southsiders. We got to drive – I got to drive an hour to Melrose or – Forest Park for league games, tournaments every day. So, it kind of takes the south side away a little bit too. So
since you brought up the fan thing, and then I'll talk about what Donnie and I want to do at Kennedy Park or want to do on the south side. But the fan thing to me, since I've started playing Forest Park, is by far the least crowd I've seen, where it was like no rain in the pitcher type thing.
Yeah.
With a
And it finished at decent. Sun was still up. It wasn't like it finished at 10 o'clock at night. So
it was like 6:30. It was like 6:15 when that final.
I will say this: Thursday night, Friday night, and Saturday night. Not so much Saturday night. Yes, I would say. I thought the crowds were incredible.
Great, yeah. Oh yeah, the first couple nights are awesome.
Awesome. Now, I would love. Obviously, would love this on Saturdays, but that Sunday crowd to me bothers me because this is something that we've been talking about on our show now for a long time.
Yeah.
I know it was brought up in Forest Park last year, and I know JD was considering, he saw the crowd is kind of on the decline on Sundays. I mean, back in the day, I think someone quoted me this before. I don't know if it was Richie or somebody I was talking to yesterday about softball. Might have been Robbie. People back in the day used to run to that line to get a seat.
Oh yeah.
Field. Okay. And what I noticed on Sunday was the whole right center was not even filled.
It was empty. Yeah.
It was empty. So to me, that tells me, there's not as many people out there as there normally is. The bleachers weren't that packed. I just thought the Sunday crowd this year was diminished a little bit from what it's been in years past. I don't know if it's because of the show or more people are watching the live streams as you had. We'll get to that topic later about two people live streaming the same game. It's completely crazy to me. But I just think in general, what's your opinion on that? Like, what is your mindset? Do you think that this was the lowest attended softball on Sunday for a Forest Park that you've seen in a long time? And why do you think that is?
I don't know. I try to figure it out too. I think it's just maybe the generation. Maybe it is the live streaming. I don't know. Easier access to just watch it at home, have people over and just tune into it there. But like you said, I mean, people are coming out. They're just not staying. Friday, Saturday, it's pretty freaking crowded. So,
Oh, yeah. I would love to know the numbers of what they made on a Friday, Saturday night.
Yeah.
And think about this. How much those numbers would probably increase on a Saturday night if they ended the tournament Saturday night and figured out a way to do it. Maybe they start the tournament on a Wednesday. What does it matter? Well,
Yeah.
Wednesday, you know what I mean? You have your Hall of Fame stuff, your buy-ins on Tuesday, go Wednesday, go Thursday, go Friday. Like, what's the difference? You know what I mean?
You're starting on a weekday anyway, a Thursday anyway. So
you're starting really on a Tuesday. So
yeah.
And I was out there Tuesday and watching the playing games until it started pouring. I think I couldn't make it Wednesday, but I'm just thinking like, maybe that's an option. Maybe, they can get 8 games in on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
I don't think people are going to care. I really don't.
No, I agree. I mean, it's the players that are more concerned about playing during the week, just getting there with work and stuff. But I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I mean, I Wednesday to Saturday sounds great to me. I want to go out and sell. I had to go to work. I freaking had to go to work on Monday, and thank God I didn't sleep at Lawler's because I would have been dead. I would have been fired.
Well, and the other thing that creates is the rain day for Sunday. God forbid one of the days gets rained out, you have that extra day too, which, I think maybe it's something they kick around next year. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe we'll have to talk to JD. What we'll do is we'll send the MVP of Forest Park to go talk to JD.
I'll talk to anybody.
Yeah,
Doesn't mean they're going to listen to me, but hey.
And we'll send your dad with you too.
Yeah.
People will start to listen. If your dad's there, people will listen. We had a good comment from Mizzo, Matt Menizzi, said have more people at an SXU baseball game than Sunday night Forest Park. Would that be San Xavier University, Justin?
That is my alma mater.
There you go. Were you guys there at the same time?
Yeah. He was winning national championships in football while I was making errors at shortstop.
I was going to ask you, like your baseball career. You played infield for a majority of your baseball career, right?
Yeah.
Over in college, especially, and then you show up and you're forced to play outfield because you're fast. And is that something you wanted to do? Are you okay with, or where did you want to play when you started?
I did. I'm trying to make my way to the mound, brother, but ideally, I don't know. I just play whatever I'm told to play, I guess. But I don't know how much longer I can. I might look like I'm 22, but I'm 32, so I don't know how much more my body can take. I freaking pop my shoulder out 2 times a year, so
yeah,
I'm sick of it.
So I got a comment up on the screen right now from a guy who said he wasn't going to watch our show anymore, Donnie.
Pops? No, Joel mentioned he wasn't going to watch our show anymore.
Oh, Joel, okay.
Pops will watch. Pops.
But Pops makes a good point here. He says we need to start a player petition. So, hey, that's what we're talking about with player union, right?
Yeah.
I mean, players really, without players, they can't have tournaments.
That is true.
Okay, so maybe in order to make some changes in the game,
We just got to stop showing up for a tournament or two.
or we sign a player petition amongst all the teams and what some of these guys want. You know, I don't know. I know there's a handful of guys that, you know, probably don't want the changes and things like that, or completely against some things. But I'll tell you, I want to say it's 95% players that I talk to
I agree.
have said what you've said tonight about, you know, the Saturday stuff, and you know, and it's not like I just came up with that out of my hat. No, I mean, it's stuff that has been around for years, and I just think it's more evident now. I think it's a lot more like out there. I think players are like, yeah, we want to. Yeah, we don't want to play 4 days. Unfortunately, it's you got to adapt with the culture. These guys, the players, the younger kids nowadays, they don't want to do that stuff. Back in the day, it was completely different before social media. You know, before there's so many things to do. That's what I say. They say I'm crazy when I say that, but 95% of the people I talk to, I don't know if they just agree with me to say it, but I didn't tell you to say it when you came on tonight, and the first thing you said was about Saturdays. So, and you, in times, how many guests, Donnie, have we had on the show that's kind of said a lot of the same stuff?
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, it's all.
you can still do the 4-day tournament. Start on a Wednesday. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like cutting it down. Everyone still gets as many. You could still do double elimination. People get 2 games, so people pay you whatever to get in. They're still getting their money's worth. But you're ending on a Saturday. You can go out and wake up feeling like shit on Sunday.
Yeah, I think a lot of it has to do with streaming too, Jimbo. I mean, you've got accessibility from your living room, which I'm a fan of streaming because I like to do it. But you know, it is maybe hurting the integrity of how many people are going out there and watching. Saturday night was incredible, though. I mean, I say there was a ton of people out there watching Saturday on both diamonds, and it was like that's what we're there for. Matt Menizzi made another good comment. Didn't they used to do the Final Four on all on field 1? This year they had 2 games on the Final Four at the same time. I feel like the championship was at least earlier on Sunday than normal, but he could be wrong. So is that I don't know.
Right?
Yeah,
they did have a 2-hour break. Yeah. So the Final Four, usually they go to Final Four to one field, and they didn't do that this year. They played the Final Four on the other field, which I didn't think was a bad idea, because it'll, you know, that champion, the winners of the winners bracket didn't have to wait the 2 hours to play the championship, which I thought was probably beneficial for you guys, Justin. You don't have to wait so long.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, 2 years ago with the IF game, I'm pretty sure we ended at like 9 something at night, which was brutal. 9 o'clock at night on a Sunday. They got to go to work after I just won a big tournament.
Yeah, that's right. Not a bad idea. I mean, it's up to the players. I mean, at the end of the day, is kind of what we've come to here. But yeah, that's something that maybe can be changed. Wednesday to Saturday sounds like a win.
So since we're talking and we're on the subject of live streaming, before I give my opinion, Justin, I have to ask you for your opinion. What did you think about 2 different college stations live streaming the same game?
I didn't hear what you said at the end there. You got cut off at 2 different streams.
I said, what did you think about 2 stations, 2 different streams, live streaming the same game as there was another game going on the other field? What was your opinion on that? Because I caught that multiple times.
It's kind of redundant. Why are we not expose? I mean, if we're going to live stream this to expose the game, why are we not showing everyone playing? No.
Right. Donnie?
Yeah, I mean, you know, Forest Park, Adam Cumby works so hard to grow his audience throughout the year, right? He does streams every single, Monday and Wednesday to grow his audience. And then to have 2 platforms on the field at the same time, streaming to different pages is difficult for me to grasp. I mean, I don't know what the agreement was when that was made, you know, with the SSA group. I don't know. It was difficult for me to grasp that. You know, you're putting 2 guys out there streaming the same game to different audiences, but everyone wants to watch on one platform. It would be easier just to stream it on one place. And I think Forest Park was the place to be. Jim, I mean, the Forest Park stream is awesome with how much work that Adam has put into that. What do you think about that, Jim?
Yeah, my opinion is I thought, and I don't have a clue about the agreement Gio made with them.
Yeah.
I have no clue. I didn't get. I don't really have any idea, slight idea what it was. When they made their announcement, they made it seem like they were going to work together. That's the way I took it. I don't know how you guys took it, but they didn't work together at all. If anything, they were on the same diamond, working the same games, which didn't make any sense to me when you had a game going down on field 2. I thought maybe Gio would be down on field 2 because Forest Park doesn't have the capability to do field 2 at the moment, which would have made more sense because then you would have been able to watch every game at Forest Park on a stream.
Yeah.
My opinion. Okay. On top of that, I know they had Will out there, which I'm going to get to that in a minute. My opinion on Will.
Lecture.
Make sure Justin's in the stream when you talk about William.
I will. And the thing about that, he was also doing the same games of what Adam was doing. So it just didn't make much sense to me. Not to say that they didn't do games on field 2, because they did do games on field 2, but I felt like there was some games that they were both doing at the same time, which didn't make much sense. But getting over to Will. So, Will has done some live streaming on our page. Now I'm being told that Will cannot live stream on our page.
Wait, Jim, you're cutting out there hold on. You cut out for just a sec there. What'd you say?
I said, is it better?
Yeah, you're good.
All right, sorry about that. I said what I was told is Will, he started live streaming with me over in Papa Hops. He did some things in Yuma with us on our page. And
Nikki Lopez.
Nikki Lopez.
Yeah. He's done a lot of stuff with us. And then now I'm being told, like, I asked Will about, like, are you going to come live stream with us? And now he's got to ask the SSA if he could live stream on our page. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Donnie, that rang a bell. Donnie, when you live streamed on the SSA page and went to the Forest Park page, right?
Yeah.
This is the other way around. So he started on our page and went to the SSA page. So should we make us think about Will going to the SSA page?
I know you're a fan of making a stink, Jim. Yeah, let it go, man. Let it ride.
I don't care. We don't care. We love Will. I like busting Will's balls because Will doesn't have any balls, as I always tell him. So that's why I like busting his balls. He's got to ask, for permission for him to take the next step, which I understand. He's the only guy in the world that was in a bar at 19 and told the bartender how old he was before he took his next step. And the bartender's like, wait a minute, you're 19? He's like, oops, yeah. I'm 21. That's the type of guy. So, but I don't know. Getting into it, it just didn't make much sense to me why they were doing that. If we're, promoting the game and so on, we should be doing different games, not the same game. Now I understand maybe the championship game. Maybe Gio should have went in the box with Adam, and they could have did it together. And shit, they could have probably maybe had 2 different cameras. I don't know. They could have figured something out. I mean, maybe they'll do that next year. Who knows? I got a chance to step in the box with him for I think 3 or 4 innings with Adam, and announced cousin Donnie playing
45s.
45.
Yep.
So, and that was pretty entertaining. So
yeah, I did a game with him. I did your game that you ended up winning 18-0. So that was a nail biter. So thanks for that. We had a comment from Anthony Stacy, a guy that Justin's familiar with. He said, I shared the SSA stream to my parents, and they ended up saying they were looking for the top view, like Adam. So why not have multiple camera views and go back and forth between the two if these guys, want to work together, right? If you want to cut it down to the field, let's do that. If you want to stay up top and watch Adam up top, do it, stay there. Like, it doesn't have to be 2 separate pages, right? We can use both platforms precisely. And William did great on the streams, to be honest. And he has a fun time with it. So I think
Will loves it. I think he
loves it.
I think he found a niche. I mean, he was doing it he was doing it in Yuma. I mean, and he knows softball. I mean, grew up in the whole sport and knows it and knows the players, and so he's entertaining to listen to. I know I've had a chance at Papa Hops to announce some games. We had a blast together. he was the serious guy, and we were kind of throwing some shots out there. He's done it with Timmy Kwiatkowski. Timmy's very open-minded too, just like myself, and we've I know they had a blast together. So I think it's awesome. I hope they'll allow Will to come back home and live stream with us
Back
in the
home.
future. So that being said, on to the next question, Donnie. So what do you got for Justin?
That's my last. I have two more. Justin, the first one actually just popped up. Bobby Ronald, apparently your older brother, says, it's amazing what this guy could accomplish when he doesn't go to his grade school reunions. So that's a jab at you, isn't it?
It's a jab, but hey, 10 years since I saw Melissa from 8th grade, so I needed
Is that your wife?
No. She's
Okay,
not
all right. Yeah, no, we're gonna get you in trouble on the show. But that's after you caught the no hitter, right?
Caught the no hitter.
And then missed for your 8th grade reunion. Was it worth it?
Probably not. I mean, we were pretty freaking legit that year. I mean, we certainly could have made it around. I'm pretty sure they only had 9 guys on Sunday, so someone else was pitching too. It wasn't just me.
That's great. Yeah, my last question for you. We talked about golf a little bit during the game, right? We talked about that. You almost want to take a step away from the game, Justin. You might not have a decision made right now, but golf is influencing your decision a little bit going forward, isn't it?
It is indeed. I was as good as retired before this weekend, I'll tell you that. But I'll be back next year. We'll take it year by year. That's what I'm saying. The MVP. That's a freaking ploy, man. I'm telling you.
It worked. It worked, dude. It worked to perfection.
No, I don't care about that. Winning that, I can't. When you win 2, you got to try and win a 3rd. MVPs, whatever.
Yep, absolutely, I agree. I just want to throw a comment up. We actually had a compliment, Donnie. Someone on the show complimented us, saying it's better with Jimmy and Donnie and Will.
So I love that. Very accurate.
All 3 of us doing it together, which is awesome.
That would be great.
We also had a comment come in for Peckus. It's probably the Mr. Matt Peckus. I think Staples should do live streams at Forest Park Tournament next year. Also thought Adam did a great job with his broadcast. There were some technical difficulties, if you can remember, on the SSA side on the opposite field. So maybe that's why they were on field 1. They were having some issues on field 2. I don't know. I wasn't really watching the streams as we were out there. So it's definitely a fun thing. You get some, add in Timmy K with us, maybe the 4 of us, Donnie, can get on a thing. That's the cool thing about our site is that, all 4 of us can go on at once.
Yeah.
Multiple camera angles. We could do all that stuff with Restream, which is what we love.
Anybody can stream.
Anyone can stream. We want all the players in the game to be able to stream from our page. And, so if there's people out there at a park league and they want to stream a game, shoot me a call, shoot Donnie a call. I'll give you the login information for Restream, and you guys can get on there. And as long as we're being professional to a certain point where YouTube or Facebook is not going to write us up and boot our stream off, we have no problem sharing it. Let's promote the game as much as we can. So I've already talked to Timmy Kwiatkowski about it. I tried to talk to Will about it, but Will's too big time for me. So I love busting his balls, just so you know. And let's get it out there, Justin. If you even do a game,
oh hell yeah!
Like when you're out playing your park leagues, or you're in Kennedy Park, or I would love to get Johnny Ryan on a live stream.
Oh, yeah.
He would be pretty clever as long as he cuts down the swear words, and he would be entertaining for sure.
Yeah, he'd be good.
But
that would be. Yeah, Jim, I'm out of questions for Justin. If you want to ask him some more stuff that you've got.
Yep. So the last question is the question I ask every guest. I touched on it a little bit earlier in a different matter. But before I get to that question, I know Richie's asking Donnie, are you going to be live streaming on Saturday? there's a special team in the tournament instead.
Yeah, you want to? Do you want to speak on that team?
No, I actually want
All right.
to see the team out there this weekend. But I know Richie was asking if you're going to be live streaming.
Yeah, I'll be out there. I'll be out there.
So Luke says, let's get Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie to live stream at the 8 tourney. We would love to do that, but I don't think the SSA is going to allow us to do that.
Yeah, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Unfortunate truth, yeah.
I know they did not allow me to go on the field at Melrose, so I had to do it from the sidelines. And that's what we did. So I did it from behind the fence because they would not allow me to go on the field. So, but you know what? Like I said, it is what it is. Not going to complain about it. But either way, yeah, I mean, if the players can get us on the field at 8 Nationals, Donnie, I'm all for it. I'll dedicate a night to go out there and do our live stream.
Yep. I love it.
Justin, back to you. So the question is the question that's every guest. If you could change one thing about softball, put us in a better place, what would it be?
Put in a better place. I don't know. I think it's like what we talked about. Got to change something. Something's got to change. Maybe you try the 4-day tournament. Started a little bit early. I don't know. A major league closer to the south side would be nice too.
Yeah.
Where, maybe you get a little bit better attendance out of guys because I know I guess I talked to Danny DeSpenta more than anybody because he's on my team and he's a south sider, but it's hard to get us out there during the week. I'll tell you that for sure. And then, yeah, it's just a long drive. It's tough.
Right.
So there's nothing on the south side. The closest major league is 50 minutes for me. So
would we consider Oak Lawn? Like if we did like Melrose and Oak Lawn?
Oak Lawn would be great.
I mean, think about this, and I'm you're making me think outside the box right now, right? I was thinking about I was talking with the guys from Melrose today about doing a pool play, regular season. And what I mean is you have divisions, kind of like what Mount Prospect used to do back in the day. But in your division, I don't know, let's say you have, 8 teams on the north side and 8 teams on the south side.
Yeah.
You pick where you want to play, but those divisions, based on how you handle it, you play the teams in your division maybe 2 or 3 times where it's like an actual series. And then the teams on the other side, maybe you play, a 2-game series or whatever you do. You add up to a certain amount of games. And then you have like a regular season. Now, the things matter, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you have a 24-game season and you have to win so many games. You have the top 2 teams or whatever division get into the playoffs. And then, you know what I mean? Now the regular season matters.
Yeah.
Because now it's like you play regular season games, everyone gets in the tournament.
Yeah.
The games don't mean dick. I mean, you have people not showing up. I mean, you have players not showing up. I don't know if that matters. I don't know if it'll change anything, but maybe you make it mean something. You do something different. If it's a 24-game season between both parks, that's your regular season.
Yeah.
The teams that finish in the top 8 make the playoffs. The bottom 4 don't. And now it matters. And
yeah, you kind of get punished for not showing up then.
Huh?
You get punished for not showing up then. I mean.
Well, that's what I'm saying. You don't make the playoffs or you don't make the chance to win money opportunities.
Yeah.
To me, maybe it makes a difference. I don't know. It's just thinking outside the box. We just need some new clever things. And I know Melrose, I like playing in Melrose. I really do. I think Melrose Park is nice. It sucks to kind of get to, but it's the north side park. We can make Oak Lawn the south side park, and it's right off the highway.
Yeah.
The doubleheaders are nice. At least you're going out there to play 2 games.
Right. And the Oak Lawn fields are much better than they were.
Yeah.
The sand pits that they were for north-south, whatever, was terrible. I don't know what they did, but they're better now. And they got fences, so they're nice.
Yeah.
They redid redid like the whole thing over there. It looks really good now.
Pretty nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, what do you think of a tournament where you beat a team, you get to take one of their players going forward.
That's something different.
Yeah. You beat a team, you just steal one of their players and move forward with them.
That's cool.
And do you lose one of your players on your team then?
You could do that, yeah.
Someone just gets
Yeah.
gets the shaft after game 1. That would suck,
Yeah.
but at least you improved your roster.
No, you don't got to kick someone off, but I don't know.
So your dad makes a great comment here.
Oh yeah.
He's asking about Papa Magoo's opening on August 2nd. So yes, it
Good
is.
transition.
Perfect transition to what we
Good
want.
transition, Jim. Very good.
Check out this amazing new restaurant, Papa Magoo's Bar and Grill, Shorewood's newest and most exciting destination for food and drinks. Don't miss out on the grand opening this Friday, August 2nd. DJ will start at 7 p.m. and continue on through the night. Don't wait any longer. Make plans to go to Papa Magoo's this Friday and enjoy the event.
So thank you to your father. That was a perfect transition right into what we were going to talk about, right? So thank you, Steve. I appreciate that. But yeah, no, thank you. A grand opening. But I also want to bring this up because our Nationals is literally 7 minutes down the road from my bar. So,
cool.
We're on 52. Basically, you get off at 52 and 55, and when you get off the highway, you get about a mile or two, call it east of 55. All you right, you go a mile or two the other way, and that's where I'm at. So, I'm at most 10 minutes from that field, at most. And it's one straight road right to the bar. And I'm kind of on the outskirts of town, which is like out in the cornfield, because the dome, obviously, we built the dome out there. And the bar's right in front of the dome. So it's perfect. It's pretty cool. Awesome. Unfortunately for Nationals, I won't have gaming slots. They don't come in until October 1st. I saw a comment come in right there. Unfortunately, the state of Illinois canceled their July 26th meeting unless I would have had them the second week of August.
They did.
Yeah. And so, Donnie, you could tell us a little bit about that, Donnie, because you were.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if the amusements are from Excel, the dartboards.
Yes.
The touch tunes, of course. Jimmy gets hooked up real nice. Justin, I've started to learn working with Excel. They take good care of him.
Oh yeah.
So that being said, but I will have this for National Weekend. I will have the golf simulators up and going. They will be open and ready to go tomorrow. So that's awesome, and I will have that ready to go for the grand opening. So come on out, guys. Obviously, it's all day August 2nd. We got a DJ starting at 8 o'clock, and he's going to be playing a little bit of everything: country, hip hop, pop, top hits, all the stuff. Pretty much what people ask for. So it's going to be awesome night. And I think there's quite a bit of people heading out. So hopefully we'll see everyone out there. And if we can't make it tomorrow, hopefully we'll see everyone Labor Day weekend. So thank you for that. Justin, back to you. I know I asked you the last question, but at this point we always ask the guests, do you have questions for us? Anything you want to know from Uncle Jimmy, Cousin Donnie?
I don't got much, brother. Yeah, I don't know. You guys touched on everything. Issues, a lot of issues, but we'll get them fixed.
Yeah, we're getting there. Us players are going to stick together. So
yeah,
that's the key.
One thing, Donnie, this is Ronald Price.
Oh, yeah. Is that a police report?
He was a victim of a hit and run, apparently.
Perfect. That's exactly what we pictured, right?
Yeah, that's Moji's guy.
So Moji and him were dancing on the ground in a bar.
Oh yeah. Oh, buddy. Yeah, they were dancing like.
I
cool.
can only imagine what Moji. God bless him.
The fish hook. Incredible. Well, Justin, really quick, before we let you go, I just want to thank you for hopping on the show tonight, man. You're a great kid, or not even a kid. You're a great man. You're a really nice, super nice guy, and we appreciate you coming on the show. And thank you for batting 800 off me during the year. That's always kind. And we look forward to seeing you out there in the softball field next year.
And before I let you go, Justin, I'm going to change it up a little bit. I actually have one more question for you, even though I asked you the last question.
Okay.
What do you think about Rismondo coming to Major Nationals?
Ooh, that's a good question.
We are in the month, starting tomorrow. We're in the month of August, and Major Nationals is within 30 days away. So what do you think of them coming to Major Nationals, and how do you think they're going to do?
I love it, and I want them. I don't know. I literally have no idea what to expect. I forget. I think it was Rico telling me they won like 11 out of 15 12-inch nationals or something.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it's a different game. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm telling you this, man. It's going to be entertaining. And if I was the SSA, what I would do is I would put them in a single game on Friday night with no other games going on and have the All-Star game right after it.
Yeah.
I think that's the greatest way to promote our game. I hope they listen. I want to do a home run derby. I've been asking Tyler and Patty now for months. I hope they allow it. I hope, even if they do it themselves, that's fine. I said I would help sponsor. We would do something with Pop Magoo's, whatever it is. I think that Friday night we really have to put them on a pedestal and let the other 12-inch teams see them playing our game. And, their Smoky Mountains video just got 900,000 views of them playing in a tournament. Okay?
Are you saying like a all-star game, like us versus them, or like just
no? So I would say they would play their first game Friday night. Let's say if it was 7:30. Okay, I mean, think about it. It's Friday night, 7:30. Their game's over by 8:30. You start the All-Star game, maybe at 9:30. In between the All-Star game and the game, so the All-Star game would be Illinois versus Iowa, as it always is.
Yeah.
And their game would be at 7:30. You can, if you want, you can run other games at 6:15 out there. You got fucking 7 fields, okay? But when they play at 7:30, I think the whole softball world wants to watch them.
Yeah,
it'd be a good way to promote our game. It'd be a good way to live stream. You'd have a ton of people out there watching.
Oh yeah.
It'd be awesome to see the perception of the field, of people standing around the field watching the game.
Yeah.
After the game's over, we run the home run derby for 1 hour. And then after that, you start the All-Star game, and you end about 11 o'clock. You're out of the field by 11, and we all can go to Papa Magoo's.
Yeah, I'm into that.
Great plug.
So that's if I was running it to promote perception, everything that we talk about in the show, that would be the schedule for me. And I think whatever team draws them, whoever, luck of the draw, whatever game that is, I think would be, to me, it should be it is something new in our sport.
That's a no-brainer. Yeah, they should bring eyes to the tournament. That's for sure.
They will.
With how good they are, yeah.
They will.
And every guy I've talked to on Rismondo, every single guy has been nothing but awesome. Really,
yeah.
They've been awesome dudes. They're more psyched to come and play our game than it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think the hype that they're bringing, other 12-inch teams, I think are gonna. I mean, if they do well and they come and do well, I think other 12-inch teams are gonna come. I really do. And how awesome would it be to have a 40-something team tournament in Inwood with 12-inch teams? You know what I mean? Like kind of like what Yuma does almost.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Pretty incredible. They got 6 fields, whatever it is. We could easily house it over there, so there's no reason why we couldn't. They got to really take advantage of this moment. So we've had months to prepare for it. I haven't talked to Tyler. I know Patty's dealing with what he's dealing with.
Yeah.
Obviously it comes down to what they want to do. Well, we all know who it comes down to, what one person wants to do. Either way, we have to figure out a way to get through and make this happen. I mean, this is like having the ball on the tee, and now we have to make sure we hit it and we hit it right. I mean, why not? So
you got to make them come back.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I feel bad for the psychopaths, because when they came years ago to Wheeling. It was probably the worst major national I think we've ever had in years. It rained all weekend. It was terrible. It was bad. You know what I mean? So it's I've been talking to them, and you might have been them nationals. I want them to come. I think that would be awesome. Donnie and I have been approached about this. Someone's popping chat about Florida team. Pops. We've been approached to go to Florida and have a tournament to go down there and start a tournament down there. There's people that want to start a 16-year softball down in Florida. So there's a lot of cool things circling around, and I think more opportunities going to come. We want to talk to Kelly from Kansas City. She's the main person who runs the Kansas City market for 12-inch. She gets 290 teams down there for tournaments and stuff.
Crazy.
Runs big teams.
Like that's standard. That's standard for them. That's insane.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. It was a month-long tournament?
It's 4 days.
Jesus.
It's insane. Yeah, that's a great point, Jim. I think like you made a really good point. We put the ball on the tee. It's time for somebody to hit a homer with what's been given for that weekend.
Yes. There's no doubt in my mind that Rosmondo should be the only game on Friday night. Last year they played 2 games on Friday with 7 fields, so I don't want to hear the bullshit that they want to play. You know what I mean? Like they played 2 games. Okay, so if you're going to do the All-Star game, you put Rosmondo first at 7:30. You have the home run derby right after, and then you start the All-Star game right after that. It's set up for a tee. I know it's not their idea. Whatever. Shit, they should do that, right? So hopefully Tyler and Patty, the people who we support and love, I hope they are open-minded, and I hope that they consider it. Maybe they take our idea or whatever they want to do. I don't care. Make it happen. You know what I mean? Maybe they start earlier. Fine. Start at 7. Fine. Okay. Whatever it is, it is. So, Donnie, any other things for Justin before we let him go?
No, sir. That's it, man.
Beauty sleep.
Yeah, Justin, you're good, man. Thanks very much for coming on the show, and Jimmy and I both appreciate you taking the time out of your week. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the tip
honor to be with you, fellas. It was an honor.
I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate you guys having me.
All right, my man. Thank you. You have a good night, and we will see you very soon, buddy.
All right, fellas. Take care.
Later. So I know you and I have some things we want to talk about, too, before we get off the air tonight. But Justin, I think I'm shocked that he's 32 years old. I thought he was I really am.
I know. He just handled it. I mean, I haven't been around the game at the major level for long enough to have seen him play. I had no idea he caught the Bobby Ronald no.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
I was losing you a little bit there. But
my back?
You're good. You're good now. Oh, we're losing you, Donnie. Oh, he's off. So as Donnie is trying to figure out his camera right now, just want to bring up to everyone here, obviously following us, get over to the chat. We have a bunch of people saying good things in the chat. I mean, we talked about Chris Johnson in Florida. We mentioned Pops. Jeremy, we talked about you. Jeremy, they used to do 12-inch tournaments. Each game they used to switch balls, in the championship game a coin flip, which is probably a really good idea for the future. As Donnie continues to struggle with his internet right now, hopefully he comes back. Jack obviously makes a comment. We need every team to play on Friday. Yeah, I mean, however it works, it works. Everyone's going to have different opinions, as you guys all may know. I just think that we need to completely take advantage of this Rosmondo coming to our major national game. Donnie here is now coming back on the stream. Let me get Donnie back on. Donnie, sir, how are you? Sorry about that.
I got a phone call there. I had to decline, and then it screwed up my whole thing.
No worries. I was just going through the chat, reading some of the chats, just talking about Rosmondo, and I know we were on the subject before Justin went off. What do you think, Donnie? I mean, do you agree with kind of what this is on the tee? I mean, what do you What's your opinion on this? I mean, do you think that the SSA could make this happen?
I mean, I've probably been the biggest supporter for Resmondo to come play our game, just with how much I know about them and the crowds and the following that they have. And we talk about a group of people that are trying to grow the game, right?
Yeah.
When we hear that the game is dying and there's people not at these tournaments on Sundays for Flash and 45s, the two proverbial best teams in softball, right? This is an opportunity to both give a huge output for a team that has a massive following, bigger than any of our 6-seeded softball teams. And then it has the opportunity to expand the game for people that don't know it exists in different markets, right?
Right.
It's an unbelievable opportunity, and we're going to not use these guys for the platform, but they are more excited to play than the teams that are coming to play are. I mean, I know they have their own streams and they have their own stuff, and we're not disallowing those guys either, right? But we are going to use them as this is how important this game is for Resmondo. I mean, they're the most popular 12-inch team ever, and this what these guys do professionally. It's going to be awesome in my opinion, and I'm super excited about it. And this is great, Jim, for the game in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, I know, I'll say this: I don't give two shits what the SSA tells me. We're going to be live streaming Resmondo, okay? I don't care if we got to stand behind home plate. I don't care if we're going to be standing in the outfield. I don't care if we got to stand on top of the dugout. I don't really care. We're going to be, I'm going to try to grab Will. I'm going to try to grab Timmy. I want, they can go on one side of the field. We'll go on the other side of the field. We'll have multiple camera angles going. I think it'd be pretty cool. You and I can justify, we can get Adam on board with us. I know Adam wants to jump on our streams and announce games, and Adam's really good at it too. So, hey, I hope Gio and the SSA guys would want to work with us, right? So, the more I think in this situation, the more we can get around it, the better, right? Just because it is something different. It's something that we've never seen before since I've played softball. And I don't think it's ever happened. Maybe it's happened 30, 40 years ago before live streaming, but it's never happened before. And I think we have to take advantage of this. And whoever has videos going, we want as many videos of them playing this game as possible so we can share it, and that's my opinion. So
I agree.
Mark Benizzi makes a great point. Let's get a drone, right?
Yeah.
No, he's absolutely right. I mean, we can have a drone. We can't be on the field, but we'll fly that drone all over the place. So I think, us players need to stick together with this stuff, and I think our voices need to be heard. I think Pops makes a great point tonight. Maybe we start a petition to, hey, how do you make change happen? I mean, that's my question to you, Donnie. And on a serious note, is how do we make, how do we make change happen?
It's trying. I feel like we're trying, but the group that just won't. I don't know. I really don't know. I actually didn't mind the idea of doing Wednesday to Saturday for no gloves. I think that's a really cool idea. But it's going to be great to be able to switch camera views. Like if we have a guy behind the plate and there's a guy at first base, there's a guy, or we have a camera set up in center field and a guy down the third base line, that's professional level stuff. And then we maybe have, a guy doing sideline interviews like that. We have 4 or 5 people involved in this. I mean, how is that not the most, that's going to be the most entertaining way to go about this. We just have we have really good people around us on our group that will do that. Steve says it's worth it, right? It's worth investing in getting people out there because damn it, I think it's awesome. I really do. I think it's really, really cool for our 16 in softball game to have these guys come out and be as excited as they are, right? Like, what do you like? Does that make sense?
Yes, I do. We also want to have the home run derby. I know Justin just put it in a private chat to you and I. They want to do a 12-inch home run derby. I didn't even cross my mind to do 12.
Wow, that would be sick.
But I think that would be a pretty cool thing too. I mean, you could actually bat from home plate with the 12-inch and not have to bat from the pitcher's mound with the 16-inch and watch those balls fly over the fence. These guys would be hitting monsoon shots into the football field.
That would be really cool to watch.
Hey, I mean, you get 10 hits, right? 10 pitches, 10 hits, whatever you want to say. I would just say 10 swings. You swing 10 times and let these guys, maybe they just, I mean, look at Nate. Nate went out and Nate beat a professional out in Yuma. I mean, Nate's average distance was probably 270. That guy's average distance was probably 480. But Nate was smart. He was hitting them into the wind, and the wind was carrying him out. I mean, he was going oppo for a majority of those times.
Jack Nakanishi says we can even try a mush ball. I mean, that I don't know how many people have mush balls on them, but we're going to be losing those left and right. A 12-inch home run derby would be sick to watch. That would be awesome. For them to play our game and then we sit back and watch them play theirs would be really, really cool.
Well, maybe we throw a bone. I mean, maybe we do the 12-inch home run derby.
Mush ball is not a bad idea either, Jack. I mean, that's a really good idea.
Yeah. So I just think that these are things we could talk about. I wish we had an open forum for, discussion. I really do. Mm-hmm. And honestly, you know what? Maybe our show is creating that open forum, and we don't even. They all say they don't watch it, but I'll tell you, a lot of comments get said to me if they don't watch it. So,
they watch.
Yeah, no. So I know you had some questions for me. You mentioned earlier tonight you wanted to ask me.
Yeah.
So
Before we wrap it up, 2 quick questions from the weekend. What team surprised you most from No Glove Nationals this weekend?
I got 2.
Okay.
And unfortunately, we knocked both of them out.
Okay.
And that is Fat Kids. I thought Iron played tremendous. They had a chance to beat Flash. They have a lot of young kids. They played great on Saturday. They worked their way through the Saturday bracket and the loser side, and honestly, they played great. They really did. Won a game. They were competitive. I mean, they lost 10-9 to Flash. I mean, they were right there.
Yep.
They played us tough. I think I don't even know. I think it was 6-4, 8-6, something along those lines. I don't remember, but our game was a nail biter right to the end. Okay.
Yep.
They also, and then the Fat Kids, I think the Fat Kids beat High Y, if I want to say.
They did. Yep, they did. Thursday night.
And then High Y
Friday night.
Yeah. And then High Y made a run through the losers bracket, got all the way to Sunday. So did the Fat Kids. I mean, we beat them Friday. They beat High Y Friday. They lost, I believe, to Circus on Saturday.
Yep.
Then and then kind of, I think, won a game and then played us. They played, I think, Goodwood or somebody Sunday morning.
They beat Shooters Sunday morning.
There you go. So I think, them, but they also played us tough. It was a 8-4, 6-4 type game the whole way through. And I thought, they have some nice young pieces and they've really improved from a year ago.
I agree. 100%.
And I love, me, I like the villain. I mean, you got to call Jason the villain of 16 in softball. That's his new name.
Yeah, that's true. He's definitely the villain.
And every sport needs a villain. You know what I mean? And he's our villain. That's okay.
I agree, 100%. I mean, Peck had a rabbit in his ear on that play, which it was an incredible play. I mean, people from Meatball were calling me like, "Did you see that play? It was incredible." 100% agree with you on Iron and Fat Kids. I also put Whale. Whale made it to Sunday again. I think they made it to Sunday in Midsummer. I mean, unbelievable season from a group of guys that came together to be an A team. Making it to Sunday and no gloves is a huge shout out to those guys. I mean,
Right.
Jackson is one of the best players in softball, led with Chris Rieger. I mean, what an unbelievable group of guys that literally are friends that are good at softball that ended up making it to Sunday. Such a cool moment for that Whale team. And then I did put another surprising team as shooters to make it to Sunday at No Gloves. They lost their first game to us on Friday and then kind of battled through and made it to Sunday. And that was a team that lost. What did they lose? 30-6 earlier this year to Meatball City. I mean, for them to claw back and have a nice end of their season is great to see for Ray Zarnick and Scotty, and that's a good group of guys too. So I was surprised to see the shooters do so well. They made it to Sunday on a walk-off home run. So that was pretty darn cool that they were able to make it back. The next question I had for you, Jim, was who was the most disappointing team from this weekend in your opinion?
BTA.
I have BTA as well.
And I hate to say it, but Meatball was also, I think, 2 and done this weekend, right?
Yep, they were both. BTA and Meatball were the first 2 teams eliminated, unfortunately, from the tournament. And I don't know if I've seen a bye team get 2 and out. I don't know if have you seen that as of recent?
No, I have not. I don't think I've ever, not that I'm aware of. I'm sure it's been done, but I don't think I've ever seen a bye team go 2 and out.
Yeah.
That I remember. I don't really know. But I also want to get to the chat because we had a lot of questions coming in too. I know we wanted to wrap up a little earlier tonight, which we do. Yeah. We still have a little time, so that's good. But Mickey says, do you think Resmondo will be live streaming the games too?
Yep.
That's a great question. I'm going to ask them that because we're going to have a guest on from Resmondo here in the next couple of weeks before Major Nationals. I'd like to get Helmer back on if we could, or I'd like to get one of their guys back on if we could, We also had another question come in. What do you think is missing for Circus to be a top team in softball? Well, there are a top team in softball.
Great question.
They 4th this weekend in the Major National. But I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of Circus games this year, but from what I've been told, especially when we played against them, they've been struggling a little bit picking the ball up, is what I've been heard. What I've been told, and when they struggle to pick the ball up, teams are scoring runs on them, and they're taking advantage. Yep. And I think it's making that team with that type of lineup, unfortunately play catch up. And I don't care who you are, when you're playing catch up all the time, sometimes you're going to get bit in the ass.
Their lineup is unbelievable, top to bottom. They don't have a bad. You could probably agree with this, Jim. Once you get somebody out, maybe the top 4 or 5 guys, 6 guys in some of the lineups, you can take a breath and say, all right, let's get through these next couple guys because we don't want to see the top again. Circus doesn't have that, right? If you get the first 4 or 5 guys out on Circus, you still got to face some unbelievable hitters. But damn it, that's a good lineup. And you're probably right, picking up the ball and, catching the ball. And I don't know. It's a weird situation. They're so damn good. Their lineup is damn good. But yeah, that's a good question. That's a good question. And I saw it in the comments too. Pekka said, I thought Moneyline would have made it farther with the roster they have, right? I mean, that's an unbelievable roster too. For them to unfortunately lose both their games on Saturday and give up a lot of runs was a shock to me. And Mark says they have a great defensive lineup, like on paper, right? You'd think their defense would win them games if their offense isn't hitting, but
right.
It's weird. I'm sure Jack Nakanishi, he's watching. He could say something too, but I don't know. That's a really good question.
Yeah, no, it's a great question. So I know you mentioned you had a question for me, so why don't we get right into that?
That was it. Those are my two.
Okay.
The most surprising teams and most disappointing teams.
Okay. So I have a question for you, Donnie, and it's around a discussion for softball.
Okay.
Do you think, because people, tend to think this all the time, that the SSA when you think about the SSA, the good that comes from the SSA, do you think that the SSA is listening to the players? Number one, and number two, do you ever see? I'm just using the SSA as an example, but softball they run softball, right? Let's be honest. They're they save softball from the standpoint of what was back in the day with the ASA and the issues they had, and I don't think softball was dying, but to my point, what is the thing that you think the SSA can most improve on to improve their relationships, their listening to the players? Like, what do you think it is?
It's a great question. It is, the players are what drives 100% of their, we'll call it a business, right? It's people that show up and play in their tournaments, and that is what motivates them to drive the boat, right? I mean,
yeah.
I would like earlier when we said about maybe a player union that it's maybe a couple of guys that make some decisions, and I don't know who the lead decision maker is in the SSA. I'm sure that Jim. But
they got
at the
board. I'm just saying, like, in general, like, what do you think has to happen for them to consider to listen, right? I mean,
right, it's gonna be
the common theme we always hear is that they don't, they're not taking people's opinion. So I'm asking you, what do you think? How do you feel about that situation? Because people know how I feel, right? I mean, I wear it on, but you know what? I do it for the right reasons. I don't do it for the wrong reason. I'm not attacking them. I know they think that that's what we do, but we're not doing that. We're trying to make our game better. And I know they don't listen, whatever, but what do you think they can do to consider that, like to really listen to the players? I mean, what do you think it's going to take?
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say is listening to the players, right? Maybe, asking the right questions. How do we improve what we're doing on our end as the SSA? I'm not great to ask this question. I don't think I've been, around long enough to have a solidified opinion on this, but I would say there has to be a really difficult, right now there's a really difficult separation in the SSA between what part you can approach and speak with and what part you can't. So why can't we just have someone that's a focal point or a conversational piece between whatever it is, ASA, SSA? Well, how do we get those guys to, there doesn't have to be animosity in this game. It's a simple game, right? It's a simple life we live, right? And how does that sort of, ease itself, if that makes sense, right?
Yep. I agree with you. No, the thing is I think there's a lot of tension sometimes. And I think it was Kevin Duff, over the course of the winter, he put a post on Facebook, and I think it was probably the smartest post about everyone working together in 16 in softball. You remember that post, Donnie?
Yep, sure do.
And it was a very well put together post. I think he had mentioned that we're all stronger together and not against each other. But that's my point, right? Is that we're trying to bring everyone together. We want to do that. And moving forward, I think it's on the table. And I want us to see us at Major National work together as we have the ball on the tee. And now it's the fact that, are they going to allow us to work together? And I think everyone should be a part of that. Let's get the Hall of Fame out there. Let's get us out there. Let's get
I agree 100%.
whoever, Adam out there, Yeah. So to me, I think it's great.
It's going to be a competition, right? Who can boast about this the most and who can reach the highest audience, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No.
Right? It could be, look what everyone did this week, right? Oh, well, my post got 1,200 views. It doesn't have to be a race. It just has to be people enjoying what's happening, in my opinion. That's the way I see it.
Right. I completely agree with you, and that's how I want to end tonight's show up until we get to Matt Menizzi's question.
I don't know. I have to do the points. We'll get to that next week then.
Yeah. So I know who won because he picked Flash to win it all. So I don't think I was going to be able to make up. I think the championship game was, what did we do? No, we did 2, 4, 8, 16. The 16 were the final 4 games. Everything was 16 in the final 4. So I don't think I was ahead of him by more than 16.
And you had Circus winning.
And I had Circus winning, which finished 4th. And I had Flash going through the losers bracket though. So I do get 16 for that, but I bet you it was close because I know I started off Thursday night. I think I was 7-1.
But Flash stayed clean though. Yeah.
So he got max points there. So you got to pull that up, and we'll get to that next week.
Yeah.
It was something that I want to get Adam back on too to announce who the winner is. So,
talk about his thoughts on the weekend as well.
Zoe's trying to back out on his bet with me for Papa Hops, as I figured.
He can afford it. He can afford it.
I'm still going to bring 10 guys over there, so I'll be looking for a team of 10 to go to Zoe's bar very soon. So I don't know. Did you see give each team a questionnaire? Each coach ask the team. So this is actually coming from YouTube.
My monkey doesn't stink.
Yeah, great name. Give each team a questionnaire, each coach, and ask the team, and see where people's main concern is.
I like that.
That's not a bad idea. And if you do it kind of undisclosed, I think maybe people will actually speak their mind.
Yeah, make it anonymous for sure.
Yeah.
That's a pretty good idea, Jim.
Not a bad idea. And then we'll leave on this because I think this is kind of, this is another good comment about it. Create a Google Doc or something with a survey to compile their legitimate suggestions and just have the discussion one day to see what the reactions are. Yeah. I mean, that's what it's about, right? So
can we get Staples one more time? Jimmy, close out the show.
All right. We appreciate you guys all jumping on the Uncle Jimmy and Cousin Donnie show. And this week and moving forward for the next several weeks, as you guys all know, Staples, this is the weekly moment, the weekly comment from our boy Staples. So here we go.
I want water. I got a colonoscopy tomorrow. Can't drink.
And that is our boy Staples. Hopefully everything went well with him and all is well. So we do have some funny comments that come out of I believe the SSA page that we will be sharing next week too, that we happen to catch. So I think, over the course of the winter, we'll have this summer's bloopers or comments that were pretty funny that were on air. I think that would be a pretty cool little scene as we bring back Rumor Mill in a month from now. So.
Yes, sir. Love it, man. Jimmy, thanks so much, man. Nice to see you, and you have yourself a good week. I'll see you on Friday for the opening.
Yes, I'll see you tomorrow, buddy. Friday, 2 days. See you then, buddy.
All righty.
Have a nice one.